Next, I'm going to do just a basic little enemy. And it's going to be a turret that'll look at us and fire projectiles at us. So for this, we need 2 blueprints. I'm going to right click, do blueprint class, actor. I'm going to do BP underscore turret. I'm going to call it turret enemy. And then right click, new blueprint class, actor, BP underscore turret projectile. I'm going to open our turret enemy. And in here, I'm just going to quickly create a little turret. Again, you may have meshes for this, but I'm just going to use some basic components. So I'm going to give it a base. I'm going to name this base. I'm going to give it cylinder. I'm going to give it like a little stem. Stem. And then I'm going to give it another cube. And the cube is going to be a child of the stem. And this is going to be like the turret head. I made that a bit smaller actually. Yeah, I like that. And then we're going to give the, so I'm going to rename that to head. And then we're going to give it like a gun barrel. Call this barrel. Why can't I? My Unreal's being a little bit finicky for some reason. I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees and I'm going to bring it out like that. Lovely jubbly. And then these two, I'm going to colour them this basic asset 1. And then these two, I'm going to colour them this basic asset 2. So it's like a metal thing. Very basic little turret. Now, the reason why your hierarchy of things should look a little bit like this. Your head, your barrel should be a child of the head, and the head should be a child of the stem. The reason why is because we want it so that this head is going to rotate around and look at us. So we want this to be able to like rotate and move independently of the rest of it. So it's really important that the barrel is at least a child of the head. I guess the head doesn't need to be like a child of the stem. It doesn't really matter. But then over in the event graph, we're going to do a few things. So in our begin play, I'm going to cast to third person character. We need a reference to our player. I'm going to get player character as the input for that. And then I'm going to right click on the as third person character and I'm going to promote it to variable and I'm going to call it player ref. That's all we need for begin play. Then I'm going to right click below and do event tick. And in our tick, we're going to have a sequence because we're going to have it do 2 different things at the same time. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to have the head rotate to look at the player. So we're going to drag our head in, going to pull off of the output and do set world rotation. I'm going to bring this over here and make some space. Now, what we need to do is we need to plug in a rotation to get it to look at the player. So we're going to get the head. We're going to get its world location. Get world location. And we're also going to get our player ref. We're going to get its root component. And we're going to get its world location as well. So we've got both of these world locations. And then now, if we drag off this top one, we can do find, look at, rotation. And it needs a start and a target. We can plug that in as our target. So it's basically saying we'll get the head starting location and we'll make it rotate towards where the player is. And then that will be our rotation. So now, if I drag in a turret, if I drag in a couple of turrets, you'll see they're now looking at me. And they will follow me wherever I go. Now, next thing, we need to go in and we need to do our projectile so that it actually shoots something. So let's open our projectile blueprint. And I'm just going to make a very basic sphere. Again, you may have a mesh for this, but I'm just going to pull this into the world because I just want to compare like how big it is compared to the thing. That's a pretty decent size. I'll keep that. I'll keep that. So I'll keep it that size. I'm going to give it a material, and there's one around here. Where is it? I'm just going to give it this cube material so it just looks yellow. Again, you may have your own material for it. That's fine. And for our projectile, the only code I'm going to give it in here is on begin play, I'm going to do a delay. And I'm going to do it for about 20 seconds, actually. And after a delay of 20 seconds, we're going to do destroy actor. The reason why we do this is because if our bullet misses our player and just like goes off into the sky, it's still going to be like loaded into the game and it's just going to carry on moving forever. And eventually, when there's hundreds of projectiles in the game, it's going to start lagging us out. So we're just going to set this up so that if our projectile's been flying for 20 seconds and it hasn't hit anything, it's just going to destroy itself. So it unloads itself from the game. And that's the only code we actually need for the projectile. The other thing that I'm going to add to it, we press add, we can type projectile, and we've got a projectile movement. And we're going to add that component in. And this will have a bunch of different options for us. So we can set like an initial speed, and it's just going to move forward automatically. So I'm going to set the initial speed to like something like 2000, and the max speed to 2000. Compile, and then I'm going to go back to my turret enemy. Now remember we had this sequence here. What we're going to do is we're going to have a delay off of this then one, and I'm going to say like every 5 seconds we're going to spawn actor from class, and this actor is going to be our turret projectile. Couple of things we need. So we need to give it an initial spawn transform. So a transform is a variable that's comprised of a location, a rotation, and a scale. We only care about the rotation and the location. We don't really care about the scale. The scale can stay 1-to-1. So on spawn transform, we're going to right click, split struct pin. The rotation is going to be the same as this look at rotation. So we can plug that in there. And our location is where the bullet's going to spawn from. So I'm going to have it spawn from the barrel. And I'm going to do get world location. And have it spawn there. And now, if I play, after 5 seconds, this should shoot at me. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. So, they've fired and hit me. Now, they had gravity on them. You may want it to do that if it were like a ping pong ball or something like that, but I don't want it to do that. So, where am I? Projectile gravity scale. I'm going to set that down to 0 so that it has no gravity. It should just fly straight. Yeah, there we go. We do need to do some code to have it so that if it hits our player, then it'll apply some damage. So, right now, let's go on our sphere. I'm going to rename the sphere to Projectile. Ooh. Projectile. And then I'm going to come down. So you may have it where it has like a separate collider, or you may have your own custom mesh, but I'm going to have it where it overlaps us. So collision presets, we need to go and do overlap all dynamic. And then we'll scroll down and we'll go to on begin overlap. And we'll have it where we'll cast to third person character. And if we hit the third person character, we're going to apply damage. And it can be whatever you want. You can either set one in here, or we can make a variable for damage amount. And I'm just going to do it as an integer. Or you could do it as a float, it's up to you. Plug that in. And my damage amount, I'm going to have it set to 20. And then after we've done that, we will destroy actor. So we'll destroy the projectile. So now we should get shot and lose some health. Boom. There we go. So I took 40 damage all at once then because they both shot me and hit me. I'm going to make it so that rather than doing it every 5 seconds, it does it a little bit sort of random. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag off of this duration and I'm going to type random flow in range. And here you can do like a minimum and a maximum amount of time. So I'm going to have like a minimum of every 2 seconds and then every 10 seconds. So they'll now both shoot at random times. Taking a while. There we go. It took a little while. You can mess with those values how you want, but you can see they're now shooting at different rates. You can go in and using similar logic to like our line trace code that we did in a previous tutorial, you can have it where the turrets will only shoot at you if they have line of sight at you and things like that. Or you could maybe have it where they have like a big, collider around them and they'll only look at you and do any of that if you're within that zone and things. But again, that's down for you to sort of experiment with and mess around with. But yep, that's how we make a turret.